Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will start first chapter of biology. It is actually chapter number 10 and it's about gaseous exchange. First of all, we will see the definition of gaseous exchange. It is defined as the taking in oxygen and giving out of carbon dioxide by an organism's body. And what is breathing? Breathing is a process through which animals take air in their bodies to get oxygen from it and then give out the air for getting rid of carbon dioxide. The term breathing is used for animals. So, in these two definitions, you have seen that gaseous exchange is actually the exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Breathing is also a type of gaseous exchange, but this term breathing is referred to animals only. So, what happens after gaseous exchange? Why do organisms need oxygen? Oxygen is used in cellular respiration to generate ATPs from food. You have studied in class 9 the process of cellular respiration, and you have seen that ATPs are formed during this process. Let's see the definition. Cellular respiration is defined as a process in which the CH bonds in food are broken down by oxidation reduction reactions and the energy released is transformed into ATP. Carbon dioxide and water is also produced in the process. So, what happens in cell respiration? It is a series of reactions as you have seen in class 9th. You have seen different processes like glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain. These were the reactions which involved a series of reactions. So, what happens in this process? CH bond of glucose breaks up and it releases energy in two forms. First is a chemical form of energy, which is actually the formation of ATP, and the second type of energy is heat energy, which keeps the body of any organism warm or at a specific temperature. The next is the comparison between breathing and cellular respiration. Let's see. Breathing. It is the exchange of gases, that is, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. What happens in cellular respiration? It is the utilization of oxygen within cells, which is actually the mitochondria of an organism's body. Second, mechanical. Breathing is a mechanical and physical process. The second point of cell respiration is it is a mechanical and biochemical process. So you have seen that breathing is just a mechanical or physical process. Why? Because certain organs are involved in breathing. For example, in higher animals, lungs are there for breathing. So lungs they contract and relax or expand. This is how which involves a physical activity. So breathing is just a physical mechanical process. But what happens in cell respiration? During cell respiration, a series of chemical reactions would take place. So cell respiration is not only the exchange of gases, it involves actually the series of chemical reactions. So it is a mechanical as well as a biochemical process. Third point of breathing is it occurs through breathing organs, as I have told you. Lungs and gills. Lungs are present in all land animals, whereas gills are present in aquatic animals. In cell respiration, what happens? Each and every cell of the body is involved in cell respiration. Why? Because each and every cell needs energy to perform different activities of life. So it occurs, cellular respiration occurs in each and every cell of the body. Then the fourth point in breathing is energy is utilized in breathing, whereas in the cell respiration, energy is released as ATP. The last point of breathing is no chemical reactions take place. But what happens in cell respiration? It involves a series of reactions in the form of glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. Next is gaseous exchange in plants. You know that plants are also living organisms. They also need energy, and this energy is got, or it is obtained only through the process of cellular respiration. And during cellular respiration, oxygen is needed, and they have to get this oxygen from the air. So gaseous exchange is also very necessary in plants. Let's see. Plants don't have organs or systems for the exchange of gases with the environment. Each body cell exchanges gases with the environment by its own. The leaves and young stems have stomata in their epidermis to exchange gases. Some exchange also occurs through cuticle. You have studied different parts of a plant, and you have seen a plant consists of roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruit, and seed. But among all these parts, we cannot see or we cannot pinpoint any particular organ for the exchange of gases. Although exchange of gases take place in leaves, and how does it happen? Leaves do have certain openings which are called as stomata. They are bounded by certain cells called guard cell, which are responsible for the opening and closing of these stomata. These stomata are also present on the young stems also. Through stomata, a plant is able to exchange gases. What is cuticle? You have studied. Cuticle is a waxy layer on the upper epidermis of leaf, and to some extent, it also helpful in exchange of gases. Then, what happens in young roots? What are the structures which are involved for the gaseous exchange? In young roots, gases are diffused in through general body surface. So, the major process for the exchange of gases in young roots involves the diffusion. Diffusion is the main process through which gases are exchanged through general body surface. General body surface means cell membrane, right? Then, in what happens in woody stems and mature roots? In woody stems and mature roots, small pores are present in the corky layer of bark and root surface called lenticels, which are raised on the surface. They allow air to pass through them. So, lenticels are actually the pores, they are the holes which are present in the bark of woody stems, and they are also present on the surface of mature roots. They are not bounded by specific cells. As we have seen, specific cells are there around stomata in the form of guard cells in leaves and young stems, but lenticels are not bounded by specific cells. So they are always open. They remain open during day and night. But in case of stomata, we have seen they open and close during day and night. Their opening and closing is regulated by guard cells. But such guard cells are not there in lenticels. They are just the openings which are there on the surface of stem in bark and on the surface of mature root, and they remain open during day and night, and these are the holes which allow exchange of gases in woody stems and mature roots. Then what happens in aquatic plants? You know that aquatic plants are water living plants, those which live in water. They get oxygen dissolved in water and they release carbon dioxide in water. So, in water living plants, exchange of gases takes place through water, right? Next is the gaseous exchange in a leaf. How does it occur? A leaf faces two situations. What happens during day? During daytime, oxygen produced during photosynthesis is used in respiration. Surplus is released in air. Surplus amount of oxygen is released into the air. And carbon dioxide, which is produced during respiration, is used in photosynthesis. So, this is how exchange of gases take place through leaves during daytime. And what happens at night? Let's see. No photosynthesis occurs at night, so no oxygen is produced. Plant has to absorb it from the environment. and carbon dioxide produced in respiration is released into the environment. Therefore, people are advised not to sleep under trees at night. So, this is how exchange of gases take place in leaf during night. Next is the questions. As you can see, you would answer the following questions shortly. First is define and differentiate breathing and cellular respiration. Number two, what situations do leaves of a plant face regarding exchange of gases during daytime? You would do these two questions, and by the end of this chapter, you would send me the image of all this work. Thank you very much.